Hey, what's up guys, and thanks for tuning into the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series from the 1986 movie Wreck-Gar. But before we get into any of that, if you haven't yet already done so, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another awesome review. Now, let's get started with the box. First we got a nice box here. We got Wreck-Gar throwing his, I'm guessing that's almost like a rotating blade of death thing, whatever. He's got these, his wheels, which actually look like blasters as well. Very, very cool. Transformers the movie. Got the background of Junkion. On the side, we got Wreck-Gar. We can see he's a Voyager class. On the other side, we got a bigger picture of him. On the top, Transformers the movie. On the bottom, just a bunch of words and warnings. And on the back, we see the robot mode, which looks very nice. We got the motorcycle mode, again very cool, as well as the backdrop. See Wreck-Gar and the Junkions join the Autobots after exchanging the universal greeting Ba Weep Gragna Weep Nini Bong. Sorry. Yeah, I have no clue. So Junkion dance party. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the packaging. Let's take a look at our Junkion motorcycle. Here we got Wreck-Gar in his motorcycle mode. Very, very nice looking. We got these little wheels here, which actually do come off as a separate piece. Yes, he is a parts former for those of you guys that have a problem with parts forming. You can see he looks very nice. He's got this, I guess, the fuel tank here. We got these nice yellowish golden flames on a red background. We got the speedometer here, as well as these nice handlebars, which are made of a soft, almost rubbery plastic. The wheels are well painted. The red here is painted as well, but that kind of worries me because if you're going to be running him along the ground, I feel like that might eventually wear off. These spikes here are made of a softer plastic, but they're not actually rubber. They actually seem to be harder than this material, which is, I don't mind, but I feel like a lot of people, especially if they're buying this for their kids, might have a problem with this. But for once, I don't mind. I prefer this over the soft, really soft rubbery plastic. So yeah, that's pretty much how the vehicle mode looks. And let's just get some comparisons going on real quick. So here we have him next to the Voyager class grapple from War for Cybertron Earthrise. You can see. Of course, not everything's to scale here, of course. And here we also have him next to the War for Cybertron Earthrise hoist, and I also have, I believe this guy's name was Rung, which is the Battle Master attached to him. So here you can see him next to a Voyager class as well as a Deluxe class. So that's for comparisons. Now, as for accessories, the only real accessory that this guy has is right here, this weapon, which is attached on his back, just via this little peg right here, plugs into this little port. You do want to put it at its kind of at an angle so that it doesn't really hit the wheel, but yeah. As you can see, it doesn't really stay in very well. It's okay, but yeah, that's pretty much it for storage. So without further ado, let's get on with the transformation for this guy. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to flip up both of these kickstands, just flip them up just like that. The next thing that I usually like to do is just unpeg the top of the feet from the shoulders right here. So we're just going to pop that down, loosen that on both sides, which then allows us to kind of just rotate this section down. From here, we need to split these legs and remove this wheel back here. So this actually might take a little bit of doing. Got to wiggle it out just like that, and then we take it and just remove it completely from the legs. And yes, parts forming, but what can you do? I'm gonna put that off to the side here with the legs. So we're gonna straighten them here because that is his knee. Yes, it does fold at a weird angle. We gotta straighten that out. And here we're also gonna straighten out the feet as well. We're gonna repeat on the other side, just straighten that out, straighten the feet, and that's pretty much it for the legs. Now for the front half of the body, we're going to untab this red piece, which does become his chest piece, from his arms right here. We're just gonna pull these down a little bit. We've unpegged that side already. I'm just going to pull this one down, and sometimes the wheel will just separate from the hand just like that, and we're just going to remove it from the other side as well. We have the other wheel. Here we have the arms. We're going to take the arms, we're going to flip them out right here at this hinge, and then that will allow us to kind of just pull down this entire chest and headpiece. We can see here we got a nice mustache. We're just going to pull that piece all the way down. And then we just have a lot of hinges that we really got to play around with. So this was like this. We're going to just like pull this out like this, and then we're going to put this brown hinge all the way back on his waist piece. So we're going to fold that back first, just like so, so that it's flat. And then we're going to tab this piece onto that slot right there. But before we actually tab that in, we're going to take this section, we're going to fold that up as well, so that gives it the clearance. And that's pretty much the lower half of the body all done right there. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take this motorcycle hood section, we're going to fold down the windshield, and then we're going to fold this entire piece into the body just like that. Now we're going to take these handlebars, we're going to fold them down just along the side. And next what we're going to do is we're going to fold this hinge in on itself as well. We see a little peg here, a peg hole, which will peg into this peg. We're going to fold that down, and then we're going to fold this whole thing into this section right here, just like so. Now then we're going to move this entire back section back, and we're going to fold this down at this hinge. And then what we need to do is we need to fill in or peg these pegs into what you can see here, the back of the chest piece. So we're actually going to line these up first, and then make sure everything just sits well, and then just peg that in like so, and we're pretty much almost done. We're going to flip down the arms, rotate at the bicep, and flip out the hand on this side. Do the same on the other, flip that down, rotate at the bicep, flip out the hand, and I would say we are done. Yes, we are done. And that's robot mode of Wreck-Gar for you. You see, very, very nice looking robot mode. The hips are a little weak, but that's okay. We'll go over articulation in a second. You see, very, very nice looking. He's got his signature blaster nips right here. He's got a very, very nice mustache going on here, which this is literally just his head is the speedometer, which is kind of funny. That's why I guess he talks really fast, right? He's got these wrists that are on a swivel, very nice, and he's got these big red spikes on his, I guess, his forearms as well as his knees. Just take a look on the back. Very, very clean backpack. Everything just folds right in. Nothing to complain about. So yeah, very, very nice. Now, as for the wheels, there's a lot of different ways that you can really attach them. We have these pegs. They're kind of like holes as well. And what you're literally going to do is you're going to slot these red pieces through this hole right here. And you can choose how you want this. You can have them all on his arms, all on his legs, like this or like this. Now on the picture right here, it shows that there's one on the left forearm and there's one on the right knee. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this, literally just feed that red spike right through this hole and just peg that right in. So there we have one. Now on the other side, we're going to do it on the leg, same thing. Feed that through and just peg that on. Here we have Wreck-Gar with his wheels all armed up. Very, very cool looking. Now for articulation real quick, head is on a ball joint. You can look up this far, look down, not a lot because of his beard. You can look side to side and just kind of wiggle his head around. For his shoulders, you can do 360 here at the shoulder. He has a hinge that lifts up that much. It's actually cool because it kind of fills in a little bit. It's not just an empty gap. We also have a bicep swivel right here, a elbow bend that goes to 90, as well as back pretty much that much right there. We do have a wrist swivel. We have a waist rotation. This is a little bit loose. I'm not the biggest fan of that. He also does have an ab crunch due to transformation, which goes up this much, because any more will actually just break the waist apart for transformation. So he's got that much ab crunch. These hip skirts do fold up that much, which does allow him to, let's do it on this side, do quite a nice split, almost completely 180. Now, of course, with this, the wheel, it kind of gets in the way, but you can always remove that. We have a thigh rotation here. We have a knee bend that goes to 90, which also does end up bending forward for transformation. And as for the ankle, it goes this far forward and this far back for transformation. And it also has a ankle tilt that goes that much. It's pretty much all the articulation that you really need for a transformer. Now, of course, for his weapon, we're just going to use this peg that right into his hand, just like so. And here we got him with his spinning blade of death. Now, if you don't want him holding it, you can always store it on his back. Here we see we got the hole right next to the gas door, the gas hatch, or whatever you want to call it. And we're just going to take that peg, just peg that right in, just like so. And here we got weapon storage for Wreck-Gar. Now, to finish off the review, let's bring in some quick comparisons here. Here we have him next to the Voyager class. Hot Rod, almost said Rodimus Prime there. Hot Rod, and legs are coming apart. But there's that. Now, of course, Voyager class, we can see there's quite a bit of a difference. He just came with a bunch of accessories, but still, I don't feel like that justifies the Voyager class price point, considering, look at the size difference between these guys. He, I feel like, is a true Voyager class, whereas this one is just a way for Hasbro to try to mark up their products by adding some accessories, but not really justifying the Voyager price point. Here we have him next to Cup, which is a deluxe class, and obviously we can see here, he's just a deluxe class figure. But now this, I would say, is a true deluxe figure, and if we compare it to the Voyager class, we see that there is quite a bit of a difference. So yeah, that's it for the comparisons. So very, very nice figure, just recently released. I think along with this wave, there was also Dinobot Slag, which I do have. I'll do a review of him very quick. And I think there's also Gnaw, which was the little Sharktacon guy. I have not been able to find him yet, but hopefully I will soon. But yeah, in the meantime, if you guys enjoyed the video, please sure to let me know by hitting that thumbs up button. And until next time, guys, take care. Bye.